We've seen plenty of horror games in our lives, judging by the amount of various types of horror and genres and subgenres there are in the world. It's safe to say video games have given us quite a spook right alongside movies and TV. There's one game in particular that I've made a few videos about, but I never went into too much detail about the game itself. For those of you who don't know, In Silence is a co-op horror game where you have to find certain items and keys to escape the legendary monster, the Rake. In doing so, the player must avoid being detected by the monster or risk being killed. There's an alternative option to hunt the monster. In both maps, there is a large container that holds weapons that can be used against the Rake. If the player is successful in either finding all the vehicle parts or killing the Rake, the game is over. I know a lot of people who put it on the same pedestal as Dead by Daylight, but in my opinion, I think In Silence is better. If you get caught once, you're not completely fucked for the rest of the game. It gives you an opportunity to escape, and it gives you a second chance rather than giving all of the advantage to the killer. And it also doesn't require you to restart generators for 10 fucking minutes. Some people might complain that this game is too subpar, with such a low quality objective such as collect this shit, collect that shit, then bring all that shit back. It can be tedious, and honestly I highly don't recommend playing alone due to the boredom. But the reason I like this game more is the constant scare factor. Different objects can pop out of cupboards such as jack-o'-lanterns, and they create a loud noise which sends your fucking skin crawling under your floorboards. Even worse is the fact that the Rake hears everything, so if you set off a trap unintentionally, chances are he is already on his way to eat you. These little scares happen frequently, and if you're not paying attention, you could easily fall victim to the Rake. Ah, shit, well now... Okay, that helps a lot. Even something so little as having a mechanic where the thunder and lightning itself blinds the Rake, allowing the players to persevere a little further for a short amount of time, stuff like that makes In Silence a super great experience. When the Rake eventually catches up to you, and I'm saying that because it's gonna catch you a couple of times, it's not an instant kill if you still have battery in your flashlight. Using this, you can flashbang the Rake, and you're then given a few seconds to run away before he isn't blind anymore. So yeah, it's got a lot of one-ups on Dead by Daylight for me. There's no stupid fucking hook things, there's no fight for your goddamn life, none of that shit. It's just a simple, relaxing nightmare, and you can feel even more fun when you have your closest friends playing with you. Not to mention, the game's maps are a little oversized if you ask me. Not that that's necessarily a bad thing, and there are plenty of places to hide in this huge terrain, but your character does move rather slow, and sprinting doesn't help much, other than if you inadvertently want the Rake to consume you whole. As previously stated, there are two main goals to In Silence, at least in the single-player campaign: escape or hunt. On the forest map, escaping requires you to find items for the car, a list that you can see anytime by approaching it. Finding these items is easier said than done though, with the darkness in this game being one of the ultimate paranoia trips you'll face. When you're playing by yourself, you definitely don't run around as much. Ooh. Hunting puts the focus on the player taking down the monster by solving a complex puzzle to unlock the armory. This, again, is easier said than done. The puzzle solutions spawn at random locations, and by the time you've discovered the hidden symbols that tell you the solution, you're already almost out because you found everything you need at this point. That's why I never really try to break into the armory. Oh my fucking Christ. Ah, fuck, I thought I heard him behind me. Ah. Wow, that's some fucking dumb luck. Fuck me, man. Well, I don't know why he just appeared like that, but Jesus. To help you, the player can use items like fireworks or even bear traps to delay the inevitable slightly further. See ya. Granted, I know a lot of what I've been talking about is either currently or once was present in Dead by Daylight, or as far as I know, but it's the fact that the game feels a lot more fair and a lot more forgiving in terms of replayability. Most people will probably call me out and say I'm just bad at Dead by Daylight. I sure am, but that's not why I dislike it. I dislike it more so because it's too repetitive. This game can be repetitive, but after inviting your friends and taking turns as the Rake and learning the maps and finding out where different items are, you'll get the same feeling of both excitement and fear that I had, and it will change your experience altogether. That's a fucking Jack in the Box. If I don't look at it, does that mean it won't trigger? And finding items gives you a sense of relief. Ah, now I just need wheels. I might be fucked. If I play my cards right and I'm patient, I might be able to make it. Ooh. Oh, okay. Oh, don't look at the phone. God, what are you doing? Don't look at the fucking... Look at the floor. You are out of your goddamn mind. You're really out of your goddamn mind for that. That's not fair. A good example of this game's repetition starts to show if you don't know the map very well. It shows even worse because you comb over an entire area and find nothing, only to then come back to the same spot later and find the things you missed. I have a feeling that the wheels are in the barn, but I was just there. It can be frustrating, but with a few updates and maybe even an actual search mechanic, it could be improved. They also have 3 different modes available for multiplayer, although they're all really the same, it's just different factors on the monster. But finally, when you have all the parts to the car, you put those fucking wheels on that bad son of a bitch, and you drive the fuck out of there. Give the Rake the finger on your way out. Woo! We did it! Needless to say, In Silence is a very well done horror game. After playing it for a while, I found myself questioning the development. As far as I know, the game has since been left in the dust after more popular horror games started appearing, and even outside of horror there were some big ones. But hopefully the devs will update the game further, maybe introduce some sort of single-player campaign with a storyline, maybe introduce other types of urban monsters from our childhood, like a chupacabra or some sort of giant deformed tree. I don't know, fucking something. The game is fun as hell and scarier than anything I've played this year, and it takes the cake easily as one of the greatest for me. I can only hope they update it, and if you're interested in playing, I'm sure you'll love every minute of it.